Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you once again for joining me as I discuss boxing news today, as provided to us from our friends at boxing247.com across the pond, headed up by Christian von Sponek, who's doing a fantastic job of supplying me these news items. AIBA to award medals and belts to world champions in Belgrade. AIBA will award the winners of the Men's World Boxing Championships with beautifully designed medals and belts to commemorate their accomplishments. Medals will be made of solid gold and silver, respectively. We hope to give our athletes more reasons to push themselves and achieve greatness, said President Umar Kremlov. With this prestigious title, not only will the champions receive medals and belts to keep and wear with pride, but also significant prize money. I am confident that this will motivate the younger generation to go into boxing gyms, train hard, and reach new heights. And I could not agree more. Fantastic news out of the AIBA. 17-year-old lightweight prodigy Abdullah Mason signs with Top Rank. Good old Bob Arum. Cleveland native Abdullah Mason is ready to conquer the boxing world. The lightweight prodigy, who many insiders tabbed as the brightest talent on the American amateur system, is not wasting time. At 17 years old, Mason, part of the Mason brothers family of fighters, signed a professional contract with Top Rank and will turn pro in a 4-rounder Friday, November 5th, on the Michaela Meva Hamadouche undercard at a theater at Virgin's Hotel, Las Vegas. As you all know, that's live on ESPN+. Mason, who is managed by James Prince and co-promoted by Antonio Leonard Promotions, won the National Junior Olympics in 2017, the Eastern Regional Open in 2017 and 2018, and the Junior Open in 2018 and 2019. In April, he won a USA Boxing Youth National title, cementing his status as one of the country's fighting crown jewels. He concluded his amateur career with roughly 65 wins in 80 fights. Well, congratulations to Mr. Mason and a great young man with promise. DKO Boxing Management fighters rack up 4 wins in Framingham. As you all know, I've been mentioning Framingham, Massachusetts, just outside of boxing for a while now. So now let's have a look here. In the main event, Nelson Perez took a 6-round unanimous decision over Ryan Venable in a lightweight battle. Perez scored 2 knockdowns and won by comfortable scores of 59-53 on all cards, 59-53 to raise his record to 4-0. Perez, who's 30 years old, was a Rocky Marciano and Connecticut state champion in 2018. Elvis Figueroa made it 8-0 as he stopped 64-fight veteran Larry Smith in round 3 of their scheduled 6-round super middleweight contest. Figueroa dominated the action as Smith had to take a knee in round 2. Figueroa continued pressure, which forced the corner of Smith to toss in the towel at 1 minute and 4 seconds of round 3. Felix Perilla lived up to the billing as he scored a sensational second-round stoppage over Sidel Blocker in a scheduled 4-round super featherweight bout. Perilla dropped Blocker in the opening seconds from a perfect left hook. Perilla dropped Blocker again in round 2, and the fight was stopped in between rounds after Blocker continued to take more punishment. Jeffrey Torres raised his record to 8-1 with 4 knockouts with a first-round dismantling of Jader Alves in a welterweight fight. Torres dropped Alves with a left hook at the end of the opening frame, and the fight was stopped at 2 minutes, 56 seconds. Figueroa, Torres, and Perilla are co-managed by Marilyn Rosa and are promoted by KO Night Promotions. Framingham, Massachusetts, going good. Jemele Herring versus Shakur Stevenson is on it, October 23rd. Yes, we're looking forward to this one for sure. Jemele Semper Fi Herring and Shakur Stevenson have exchanged verbal volleys in person and on social media. They'll settle the score in the throwdown in A-Town. Herring will defend his WBO junior lightweight and world title against former featherweight and world champions Stevenson on Saturday, October 23rd at the award-winning State Farm Arena in Atlanta in an event promoted by Top Rank. Nico Ali Walsh, who's 1-0, the grandson of the greatest, Muhammad Ali, looks to make it 2 for 2 against an opponent to be named in a 4-round middleweight special attraction. Herring Stevenson, Ali Walsh's bout, and a co-feature will air live on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. And that'll be at 10:30 Pacific time. I believe that'll be 7:30 Eastern time in the United States, North America in general. Alan Babic faces Eric Molina as Lucas Brown pulls out on October 30th. And this is for a fight scheduled for the O2 Arena on, as I said, October 30th. Alan Babic will battle former world title challenger Eric Molina in a scheduled 8-round contest on the undercard of Dillian Whyte's huge showdown with Otto Wallin at the O2 in London on Saturday, October 30th. Again, shown worldwide live on DAZN. The Savage, 8-0 with 8 knockouts, continued his destructive run of form when he retired Mark Bennett in 5 rounds on the undercard of Kid Galahad's IBF featherweight world title win over Jazza Dickens on the second week of Matchroom Fight Camp in Brentwood, Essex. Drummer Boy, 28-7 with 20 knockouts, gave Fabio Wardley the toughest test of his career at the Europa Point Sports Complex in Gibraltar earlier this year, and heads into his clash with Babic on the back of a 3rd-round knockout win over Alejandro de la Torre in August. The Savage calls upon his army once again, said Babic. The stage is the O2 Arena. The opponent is Eric Molina. The Savage is coming home. Pain is on the menu that night. Let us embrace it. I don't want a normal fight. I want a painful one. Eric Molina, I hope you are ready, because it's going to be a painful fight. Happy Halloween. Signed, Eric. All right. Dirrell versus Hernandez added to the Canelo Plant November 6th fight. 3 high-stakes matchups featuring former world champions, top contenders, and rising future champions have been added to the highly anticipated Showtime pay-per-view event headlined by Canelo, Alvarez, and Caleb Sweethands Plant, battling for the undisputed super middleweight championship on Saturday, November 6th, in a Premier Boxing Champions event from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. 2-time super middleweight world champion Anthony the Dog Dirrell will square off against exciting contender Madman Marquez Hernandez in the 10-round co-main event, while unbeaten former super bantamweight world champion Ray Vargas returns to action against Mexico's Leonardo Baez in a 10-round attraction, kicking off the pay-per-view at 9 p.m. Super lightweight contenders Elvis Rodriguez and Juan Pablo Romero will duel in a 10-round showdown. And as you can well expect, tickets are available and on sale now. MTK Fight Night returns to Newcastle on November 13th. MTK Fight Night will head back to Newcastle for an action-packed event on November 13th, headlined by world-ranked Thomas Patrick Ward, taking on WBA number 5, Leonardo Padilla. The card will be co-promoted alongside Phil Jeffries and be held at the Rainton Meadows Arena next month, and will be broadcast live in the U.S. on ESPN Plus in association with Top Rank and worldwide on IFL TV. Undefeated Ward, who's 30-0-1 with 4 knockouts, is back following his win over Eddie Valencia Marcelo in June, as he looks to build on his current ranking as number 3 with the WBO, number 8 with the IBF, and number 11 with the WBA, and move a step closer to a world title shot. Standing in his way is a fellow highly ranked fighter, Padilla, who's 20-3, 14 knockouts, with the hard-hitting Venezuelan danger man attempting to spoil the party and come out on top against the local favorite. In the co-main event, unbeaten rising star Shabazz Mazoud, who's 8-0 with 2 knockouts, has a huge step up in competition as he goes up against Diego Ruiz, who's 23-3 with 12 knockouts, who previously fought Michael Cohen in Belfast back in 2019. Popular favorite Joe Laws, who's 10-1 with 5 knockouts, makes his return, plus intriguing battle at super lightweight sees Declan Garrity, who's 20-5 with 5 knockouts, square off with Kieran Gething, who's 10-2-2 with 2 knockouts. Rounding up the main card, Joe Mafosa, who's 10-1 with 1 knockout, meets Adam Yahaya, who's 21-7-2 with 10 knockouts. and undefeated Terry Wilkinson, 8-0, clashes with Jordan Ellison for the vacant Northern Area super lightweight title. Good luck to all those chaps. It'll be a great night, I'm sure. David Benavidez versus Jose Tagui. Wow, that's a tough one, boys. November 13th at the Footprint Center. Unbeaten two-time world champion David El Bandera Roja Benavidez and former champion Jose Tagui previewed their upcoming super middleweight title eliminator during a virtual press conference held Monday before they meet on November 13th in the Premier Boxing Champions event from the Footprint Center, home of the Phoenix Suns and Mercury. Said David Benavidez, "I'm going to be the same fighter I always am, ripping the body and looking for the knockout. I like a fast-paced, action-packed fight. The fans are expecting it, so there's no reason to change my style now. No one has ever stopped Tagui, but that's the statement I'm trying to make. I'm going to go in there, do what I always do. I'm always looking for a spectacular knockout. That's just the way I train. I put my heart and soul into camp, no matter what fight may be on the horizon. It doesn't change the way I prepare for a fight. Every time I go to sleep, I'm thinking about war on November 13th. I'm gunning for the knockout, and if I have to go through a war to get it, then that's what's going to happen." Woo! Good for him. And good for the fans, by the way. Muzaffar Prince Khan defeats Haidar Ali for the UBO title in Pakistan. And a fight held on October 17th. Pakistan national middleweight titleist Muzaffar Prince Khan moved down in weight to become the Universal Boxing Organization Asia Pacific Super Welterweight Champion on Sunday, October 17 in Abbottabad. Sorry, boys. Losing it today. Khan was the pre-fight favorite against his co-challenger for the vacant title, fellow undefeated compatriot Haidar Ali, but didn't have an easy night in what was the main event of a show promoted by Amal Khan Jahurun. After 8 rounds of very competitive boxing, with most of them close, judges Muhammad Afzi and Muhammad Abjom scored the fight 78-74 and 78-72 for Khan, while Judge Abdul Gaddis saw 79-73 for Ali. The new WBO champion, who started his pro career in 2017 by winning the Pakistan National Super Welterweight crown, is scheduled in a scheduled 10-rounder, improved his unblemished record to 10-0 with 8 knockouts. Someone to look forward to. Good stuff. My final story of the day, somewhat of an interesting one. Speaking of great fighters, but in this form, it might be in the past tense. James Lights Out Tony is scheduled to fight Jeremy Williams on October 29th in a fight titled The Battle of the KO Kings, to be fought in Mexico. Here we go. On Friday, October 29th, legendary 3-weight world champion and all-time great James Lights Out Tony, sporting a 77-10-3 record with 47 knockouts, will make a very special return to the ring to face murderous punching Jeremy half-man, half-amazing Williams, whose record is 43-5-1 with 35 knockouts, in an 8-round exhibition bout that will serve as the main event of the Battle of the Knockout Kings, a 7-fight night of free professional boxing presented by Blue Moon Boxing at the Palenque de la Feria San Marcos in Mexico, live streamed on BlueMoonEntertainment.com. Again, free to watch just simply by signing up. Although the event is scheduled as an exhibition, both Tony and Williams say they aren't traveling to Mexico to play. A legendary warrior, 53-year-old Tony, originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, held the lineal middleweight championship from 1991 to 1993, the IBF super middleweight title from 93 to 94, and won the IBF cruiserweight title in 2003. Tony also challenged twice for a world heavyweight title in 2005 and 2006, and overall competed in Wow, 15 world title fights spanning 4 weight classes. Despite his proven ability to rock much larger opponents with his natural punching power, Tony is best known as a throwback defensive and counterpunching specialist who often preferred to fight off the ropes. Voted Fight of the Year both by Ring Magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America in 1991 and 2003. Tony was named the 10th best middleweight of the last 50 years by the Ring Magazine in 2011. An incredibly tough fighter with an unbreakable will, of Tony's 10 professional defeats, none ended by way of stoppage. He says, "There's no such thing as a boxing exhibition. I'm a fighter. I'll be there to turn the lights out." Evander Holyfield thought he was doing an exhibition for fun, and he got embarrassed. I don't play. I'm going to knock his ass out. Call it whatever you want. Woo! And that, my friends, concludes this episode of Boxing News Today. I hope you enjoyed all the news and headlines fit to print. For more detail, please go to boxing247.com, Europe's #1 website. Get all your boxing news there on a day-to-day basis. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Remember to hit that notification bell. See you then.